with Saraya offered a deal to return by the new WWE regime and more. This is Wrestling Hub. My name is John and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. On the AEW Unrestricted podcast, Austin Gunn spoke about him and his brother Colton being on their own as a tag team, noting that they want to distance themselves from the Gunn Club name they originally had. Yeah, it was a name that me and my dad started together as a tag team. We're about to go do my first match, and we don't have a name, and he goes, "What about the Gunn Club?" I was like, alright, cool. And we just did that for the first match, and it literally stuck with us for 3 years. The entire time, to me, I was like, this is goofy. I don't want to represent anything else like New Japan-esque. You have Bullet Club, you have all of these clubs, and I was like, nah, this is not it. For 3 years, we had to stick with that, but when me and Colton turned on him, I realized it was time for me and Colton to kind of take charge of not only our characters, but our career as well. We no longer live under the shadow of my dad, so I was like, let's just go with the Gunns. It's cleaner, it's more precise, and it's more serious. When asked about his role as a locker room leader in AEW, Chris Jericho told Comic Book that the positives in the company outweigh the negatives. It's just that we're a growing company, you know what I mean? When I worked in WCW, it'd been around for 50 years. When I worked in WWF, it had been around for 60 years. We've been around for 3 years. So there's always going to be growing pains. And that's why somebody like myself and Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley, we are the captains of the team. It's like a football team or a soccer team or a hockey team. And there's always going to be little dips and dots in any company, in any locker room of any type of sport. It's just the way it is. So you just deal with it. And the funny thing is, everyone's got an opinion when they're online and the social media and all that stuff. We know what's really happening. And we know, sure, there's things you got to fix. But the positivity in our company is off the charts, and the optimism of where we're going over the next few years is also off the charts. So it's very exciting, and the fact we just had our 3rd anniversary is huge, because we never knew. We never knew if we would have 1 anniversary. So there's growing pains. It's just the way it is, and that's okay. That's what I'm here for, and we're taking care of the issues and focusing more on the positives, which are 98% to 2. With Eric Young signing a multi-year deal after making his return to Impact Wrestling, it seems he will be sticking with the company, as Fightful noted. We've learned that the deal was extended at least through the end of 2022, which will keep the former champion with the company. In other contract news, Crazy Steve also had signed a multi-year deal around that time that we've confirmed is not up this year. NXT star Arianna Grace is out of action due to injury, as she recently gave an update on her future, saying, "Hey you guys, sadly I'm injured and will have surgery next week. I'm going to do all I can to recover properly and come back stronger so I can get back to doing what I love, performing for all of you. Can't wait to get back in the ring. I will be documenting my journey to recovery on my Instagram story and TikTok. So if you want to come on this ride with me, that's how you can do so. It's going to be a tough road ahead. I'm nervous, but ready. I would also like to thank everybody for their kind words and well wishes. It's greatly appreciated right now and means a lot to me. I do what I do for the fans, and it means a lot to feel the support from you all." Talking about Hulk Hogan's match against Shawn Michaels from SummerSlam 2005, where Michaels was obviously overselling due to backstage issues with Hogan. Eric Bischoff noted on 83 Weeks that Hulk doesn't hold grudges. It's so funny. I hear people talk about Hogan like they really know him, and they don't. There's this narrative about what kind of person Hulk is. He's one of the most generous and one of the most forgiving people you'll ever meet. He doesn't want to carry any negative baggage around, especially when it's negative baggage that doesn't matter to anyone anymore. Bischoff would note that he lost respect for HBK following this bout, saying, "It's like having a grudge against somebody that you went to school with in the 6th grade because he took your lunch money twice." It's like stupid. And I think that Hulk is probably in that frame of mind. And I think Shawn is too. So I would imagine if they cross paths, they would probably sit down and have a wonderful dinner together. I lost all respect for Shawn Michaels. It was pretty clear. There was an issue between Hulk and Shawn Michaels. There was a lack of respect, I think, there. Perhaps some jealousy on Shawn's part that here's this Hulk Hogan. He's still here. He's still the guy. I don't know. I wasn't close to Shawn at that point. Hulk knew what was going on. He knew he was being embarrassed out there by Shawn, and he knew it was intentional. He wasn't angry. I even remember seeing him after the match because I went right to him. I don't want to say feelings were hurt. That's not the right way to say it. I think he was just extremely disappointed because he knew it sucked. Revealing an idea she had for her Extreme Rules match against Liv Morgan, Ronda Rousey said during her YouTube live stream, "I pitched the finish to be thumbtacks. She put down thumbtacks, power bombs me onto thumbtacks, and as a repeat to our finish from before, I would go for an armbar in the thumbtacks and they start counting the pin, but I would push up onto my shoulder into the thumbtacks to keep the armbar on. Liv would be fighting and trying not to tap and then pass out face down into the thumbtacks, having her hand there to protect her face. They said we can't do thumbtacks anymore. Legally, we can't purposefully injure people and cut their skin. I was like, how about tiny maple leaf pins? No. How about a bunch of screws on their side? No. As his ex-fiancée Saraya made her debut in AEW, Alberto Del Rio commented on him possibly joining as well, telling the Raw Sing show, "That's not up to me. It's just like WWE. It's their decision. Everybody knows the truth. I already talked about it as well, and you know. I said it. Don't put my name on your lips again, because if you do, I'm gonna expose you for what you are. I have no intentions on doing that. I have no intentions on entertaining the internet again. I'm pretty sure she doesn't want to do that, because we both have a lot of things to lose. She's working. I'm happy that she's working. I'm happy that she moved on with her life, and I do too." Del Rio then issued a warning to Saraya. "You know, I'm working for big corporations, good business. I'm doing well. I have no interest in affecting anyone's life, but as I mentioned months ago, if you dare, you or your family, dare to mess up with me again, I will put all those videos, and no, I'm not talking about private or nasty videos. No, the videos of you, being you, and all the police reports and all that stuff that is out there that is real. So just stay where you are. Say, thank you, God, because you have a fantastic job. Enjoy your moment, enjoy your time, and do what you do best, because she is one of the best ones when it comes to performing in the ring. So just leave the past in the past and continue doing what you've been doing in the last 3-4 years, because I'm doing the same, and I want things to stay that way. Again, no interest in affecting anyone's life, but don't mess with me again." And this goes for everybody. Don't mess with me again, and this time I'm going to defend myself, and I'm going to show everybody the truth about how things were. Going back to the topic of working for AEW, Del Rio noted, "When it comes to the company AEW, if they want to do business with me, I will be more than happy to do. If they don't, again, I will continue doing what I'm doing right now, producing our show, taking our company to the next level, and work for those major corporations that have given me the opportunity to work with them." Prior to making her debut for AEW, Saraya had apparently been offered a role on WWE television as a general manager under the Triple H regime. As was said by Fightful.net, we're told that there were some confusing messages sent regarding about her physical status, ability to wrestle, and the way that things went down. Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis chose to not renew her deal when her contract expired, and when the announcement was made publicly by Saraya was when she was informed on that decision. Those that Fightful spoke to said that Saraya's deal was surprisingly low, and much of her outside projects were restricted to some degree. We're told by those familiar with the situation that Saraya was actually offered the general manager position by the new WWE regime, about a month after her deal was not renewed. That was a spot she held years ago, before WWE did away with authority figures for a while. However, higher-ups also mentioned to her that if she ever wanted to return to the ring and wrestle, they would make that happen. There's a lot of conjecture and rumors about WWE getting Saraya numerous doctors to get her cleared, but we're told that's not true, to the extent that WWE didn't ever check at all for a return to the ring, and Saraya actually went through 3 extensive health checks to gain clearance for an in-ring return herself. We're even told that WWE wasn't interested in bringing her back to the new regime and wouldn't sign off on X-rays to have her examined, and that the case was closed as far as they were considered. Ultimately, Triple H's new regime did make efforts to get Saraya back in the fold, and everything we've heard points to a positive relationship between those two sides, with Triple H being shocked her deal wasn't renewed by the previous regime. The information we've gained is that ultimately the freedom to do outside projects without giving up a cut and other deal terms led to her signing with AEW. Saraya also recently took part in a photo shoot showing off a video of the behind-the-scenes action. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.